Hello, I'm Teresa Miller. I'm a community volunteer who've been dedicated to helping educate our community the past 2.5 years on the dangers of legalizing marijuana. The following presentation are some marketing tools and concepts that I utilized along with the help of many volunteers throughout our state. Although this information is specific to the No to Pot campaign, I believe you can use many of these concepts in a wide variety of campaigns and create your own successful campaign. So let's get started. How many times have you been to a presentation or conference, heard great information, and wanted to help educate your community or get other people involved, but didn't know where to begin? Maybe you felt confused or frustrated. Maybe you didn't have the money or time. The following presentation refers to the 2014 No to Pot campaign against the legalization of marijuana. Although the following information is specific to this topic, many of the concepts can be duplicated for a variety of educational, political, or community campaigns. I call this Grassroots Marketing 911, how to educate and motivate your community on a shoestring budget. These ideas were gradually built upon as I spoke in the community, listened to the questions, and brainstormed on different ways to reach a wide range audience within a variety of communities. We were up against a multi-million-dollar campaign with national contributors. We were told you're fighting a losing battle, but we didn't give up. The first thing I did was begin to develop a branding logo and website. I wanted a website and logo that would pique people's curiosity and be inviting to anyone interested in this issue. However, these two proved to be confusing, so I came up with No to Pot. It's a resource, a logo, and a message, all in one. Website. Don't wait for it to be perfect before you begin to post on it. Keep it simple. If another website has the same information, use a link to that website. It's less to maintain, avoids duplicating information, and allows you time to focus on other undertakings. I'll speak more on the website in the next presentation. Word logos are popular now, so I created one to help offset the claims that marijuana is safe, organic, and harmless. I highlighted the many harmful and negative aspects of using marijuana. The goal of this presentation is to give you several ideas or ways to think outside the typical box of marketing or promoting educational information in your community. I printed personalized name tags that I could put on at any occasion, be it a community meeting, church event, or meeting legislators at the state capitol. I even have some blank tags as we had other people at events who wanted to support our campaign. These were t-shirts for some iron-on applications, but I plan to get some printed as several people have asked for them. We wore them at sign-waving events, local fundraisers, political rallies, and other events. I printed a designer tote bag that I carried everywhere. I put my purse in it and have plenty of room to carry additional information to hand out. Here I am at the Denver airport, proudly carrying my tote bag. I often use posters as visual aids, as many of the locations didn't have internet access nor large screens. The benefit of posters are that people can study them before and after the event. These posters, I plotted all the estimated dispensaries or pot shops that were projected in our county. There were twice as many pot shops as McDonald's, so I told the audience, every time you see a McDonald's, visualize a pot shop on either side. Car magnets are another great educational tool. This is where having a bright, recognizable logo and resource is especially useful. And in this campaign, people often shared with me that they had an IQ of 1. Not surprising, given some of the side effects of smoking pot. Magnets are easily transferable when you go on vacation, and a great way to locate your car when you're using rentals. Yard signs are an invaluable tool. Look online for specials. If you can find a manufacturer within driving distance, you can save shipping costs. Many neighbors and myself proudly displayed our No to Pot signs. I still have these signs in my yard today as I continue to educate our community on the dangers of legalizing marijuana. Yard signs can also be used in parades and at sign-waving events. Or at the state capitol. We carried this sign around all day long and surprisingly had several people ask for information. You may even be able to get a snapshot of your opponent with your sign. Yard signs also double as window shades. Again, park in high-profile places. I park on very busy streets. Many business owners were willing to display the sign in their storefront windows or along the street. Depending on the subject matter, removing the signs at night might be wise. Posters, signs, and t-shirts can all be utilized at community events. I often held up these and said which one looks like medicine. The plastic bag is weeds from my garden. I also asked the audience, especially if we had cookies at a meal, how many of you ate your entire cookie? That would have been at least 6 servings if it contained pot. I tried to ask thought-provoking questions throughout my presentation. Here is a clip from one of my videos. Again, keep them short, concise, and continue to reiterate your talking points.
This is Jeopardy!
I think you get the point. Another idea was a 2-person skit. I wrote this skit, and I often would choose a volunteer at the presentation from the audience who I thought would be a lively participant. The highlighted information was for the volunteer, whose questions prompted my answers, so it was easy for me to memorize. It was such a big hit, I put it on YouTube.
Hey, Doc. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Ever since you moved into the neighborhood, all my friends tell me you're the best doc they've ever been to.
Well, thank you. What can I help you with today?
I'm glad you asked. My back's been bothering me a little bit. And I'm a little stressed out over some things, even a hangnail. I'm just feeling a little depressed.
Wow. You know, I think I have the perfect thing for you, and it works on all those ailments you described.
Write me a prescription.
Well, it's not actually a prescription. It's a recommendation, and it's not recommended by the medical associations, nor the American Cancer Society, nor the Glaucoma Foundation, nor the Multiple Sclerosis Foundation, nor the Epilepsy Foundation, nor the National Institute of Drug Abuse. But it's my clients who recommend it, and they say it really helps them.
I'm really intrigued. Tell me a little more about this.
Well, it's smoked marijuana, and I know, no other medicines are smoked, but, that's not important. In fact, this also comes in cookie, candy, and soda form. Perfect for kids. And you don't even need to give your consent for your child to use it. Gives them a little independence.
Well, it sounds good. Are there any side effects?
Oh, wow, side effects. Well, doesn't happen to everybody, but it does cause memory impairment, thought processing issues, unable to reason, coordination issues, some heart problems, really agitates the heart, breathing, and some other mental health issues. But don't worry about that.
Should I plan on coming back for a checkup?
Oh, absolutely not. That's not important. If you have any major problems, go to the emergency room because I'm not liable for anything I recommend here.
Well, go ahead. Write me this recommendation. I'm going to run down to the pharmacy.
Pharmacy? Oh, no. It's even easier than that. In fact, have you noticed in Hillsborough County there's 118 new dispensaries, pot shops, that have opened up? I bet there's one in your backyard. How it works is you get to go in and do a little your own self-medicating. You get to choose the potency you want, and there's a wide variety of different types of marijuana you can choose from. OJ Crush, Knockout, Girl Scout, Blueberry, just a wide variety. Try several of them until you find the perfect one for you.
I do like blueberries, Doc.
Well, see, I knew this would be perfect to you, and guess what? If you can't get out one day, there's home delivery.
Home delivery? This sounds too good to be true. So when this nurse or hospice person comes out, what happens then?
Oh, no. Don't get that confused. It's a personal caregiver, and their requirement is that they're over 21, and they're limited to 5 patients. But other than that, they don't have any medical training, nor do they have any background checks. But, I wouldn't worry about that.
This sounds like a miracle drug.
Well, that's That's pretty much what it is. And I'll guarantee you this, it'll change your life forever. Now on your way out, would you mind? Don't forget to give my receptionist the $300 cash.
Okay, Doc.
Does this sound like medicine?
On this video, I reiterated our talking points and subtitles, and as always, kept the video short and concise. I have posted other videos on YouTube channel and subscribed and posted national resources on the subject too. The number one educational tool by far were business cards. These cards allowed our campaign to exponentially increase the number of people we could reach. Depending on the topic, time frame, and sensitivity and audience, you may want to print limited amounts or in bulk. Because many people were uneducated and misinformed on our topic, I took boxes to police offices, sheriffs, doctors' offices, churches, and anti-drug alliances. Again, depending on your audience, you may need slightly modified information, so print a few different cards. For instance, cards directed toward voters, and other cards could only have health and safety information. I often ordered cards in bulk, rubber banded them together in cards of 12 to 18, and carried them with me. I had these ready to hand out at events or to individuals. Even people I met at stores who seemed slightly interested, I would hand them a stack of cards and say, when you run out, just contact me and I'll get you more. What to do with these cards? I left them everywhere. It's a great way to extend your outreach. Leave them on tables at restaurants, in restrooms, and check folders. What is great about these cards is people may take one during a conversation, place it in their pocket or purse, and read it later, as opposed to flyers that can often be cumbersome and crumbled up and thrown away. Plain seats, nail salon, beauty parlor, barbershop, local businesses. Window shields at county fairs, shopping centers, or festivals are great domains. Professional games, large crowd activities. This is my personal business card. People often ask, what do I do? It's a perfect opportunity for me to hand them this card, followed up with, of course, my Note a Pot campaign card. Thankfully, these were not scratch and sniff cards. Some groups to engage in your campaign that have established networking are neighborhood associations, political organizations, and church groups. All of these groups are typically already involved in community outreaches in one form or another. Last, be sure to have a list of ideas or ways that people can engage themselves in your campaign. There is something for everyone. Never turn a volunteer away. Think outside the box and be creative. Engaging people will help them to take ownership of the campaign. The key to this successful campaign is to utilize other people's talents and skills and thus exponentially multiply your efforts. If you have any questions or suggestions, don't hesitate to contact me at info@notapot.org. Please feel free to share any ideas you have found to be successful within your own community, and good luck. My next presentation will include ideas for organizing volunteers, social media, and contacting your legislators. Thank you for taking time to view this presentation. I hope it proves to be beneficial.